Good evening, everyone. It's 5 o'clock, so we're going to call to order our city council meeting for August 12th. We're going to do a roll call here tonight. We have Ward 1 here. Ward 2, are they on Zoom?
Not yet.
Okay. Ward 3?
Here.
Ward 4 here. Mayor is absent tonight. All right, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to do citizens to be heard. Speaker participation instructions are provided in the written at the beginning of the agenda. The Texas Open Meetings Act permits a member of the public or the member of their governmental body to raise a subject that has not been included in the notice for the meeting. However, any discussion of the subject must be limited to proposal to place the subject on the agenda for future meeting. And any response to a question posed to the city council is limited to either a statement of specific factual information or resuscitation of existing policy. We have one written in statement, which I will let Councilman Brundrett read, and then we do have one written comment that would like to speak in public.
Patrick Kane, 1123 East Cedar Street, Rockport. Statement is, stop misrepresenting the tax increase. You can't adopt a 3.5% voter approval tax rate and add 4.5 pennies to the interest and sinking rate, tax rate, and say, marginally speaking, the percentage increase is 1%. As shown in the agenda memo for item 9, even your certified ad valorem tax rate comparison spreadsheet shows you are increasing tax revenues by 13.2%. The state mandates how a municipality presents a tax increase, and I can assure you the words, marginally speaking, aren't found anywhere in the notice of public hearing on tax increase. Ask Mr. Sorrell what percentage the tax increase will be on that document and tell him to stop using his own fake method. The city has a spending problem, and you are making it worse. Many citizens expected you to tighten the belt and postpone projects given the massive debt for the City Hall project. Yes, that is inconvenient. However, it is better than you continuously reaching into the citizens' pockets for more money. I am sure the city manager and finance director will rebuke my complaints by saying how much lower the city's tax rates are than the surrounding communities. This misinformation has been in every one of their budget briefs, and it compares apples to oranges. Here are the two questions to ask them. Are Rockport's valuations higher or lower than Aransas Pass? Does Aransas Pass budget fund a career or volunteer fire department? If you adjust for these two factors, Rockport's tax rate would be the highest in the area. The city has raised taxes by 52% over the last 3 years. These increases will fall disproportionately on non-residents and people who aren't yet 65. Yet here you are again with another double-digit increase to the tax rate. When is enough going to be enough?
I have a Mr. Andrew Kane that would like to speak, or do you want to speak on the agenda?
I'm 8. 8.
On 8, okay, yeah. It was kind of hard to say like 11 through 8, so I just wanted to make sure I had that correct. Okay, we'll let you speak at 8.
We have two milestones this month. Jacob Blue, who is not here, so we'll get his to him later, but Jacob has been with us for 10 years in the Public Works Department. He's very valued employee, has a lot of internal knowledge, and we're grateful for him. And then our other one is our police chief, Nathan Anderson. He's been here for 5 years now. It seems just like yesterday, right? So I would say he rose through the ranks quickly in 5 years, and we're proud to have you. Shelley didn't make your certificate, so
You get it out too.
all I have tonight is your pen, and I guess I'll come to you instead of you coming to me.
Thank you. We are at the consent agenda. The following items may be acted upon in a single motion. No separate discussion or action on any of these items will be held unless pulled at the request of a member of the city council. Would any of the city council like to pull any agenda items, or we'll take a motion?
Take a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay. We're going to do Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2 on still, or? Okay. We'll just move on to
Sorry, we're working on kinks still.
You're fine. Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye. It is approved. Okay, we're gonna go to budget and tax rate items. Agenda item number 7. Consider the approval ordinance 1983 on their only reading, amending ordinance number 1948, which amended the 2024-2025 budget beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025. Repealing all prior ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for publication and providing for effective date. Diane Henderson. And Robbie is here, so we're talking about.
What this is doing, just as we're coming to the end of the budget year, noticed that in the communications area, we were running a little hot. We had 2 vacancies for the majority of the year, so we've been running hot on our overtime. This is appropriating what we hope is enough monies to get us through to the end of the year in the communications area. And then because this is shared between Fulton County and the city, we're also appropriating some monies out of the general fund to help contribute to this $200,000. So this is amending both the general fund as well as the communications budget for those monies to get us through to the end of the year.
Council, any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve, what item number is that one? Sorry. Item 7 is presented.
I'll second.
Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2, you available yet? Maybe someone wants to text him, let him know he's on camera. Matt, can you hear? Okay, we're gonna go to Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4, aye. Okay, that motion is approved. Okay, we're gonna go to, agenda item number 8. We do have a citizen to speak, but I'm gonna read it and then we'll let you speak. In accordance with the City of Rockport Charter, present the fiscal year 2025-2026 proposed budget by the city manager. Would you like to listen and then speak, or would you like to speak?
I'll speak first.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Council. Andrew Kane, 2106 Lakeview Drive. I didn't know Pat was going to submit today, so we might have a few of the same talking points, but the games we play here in the city of Rockport and the lies that are told to us to cover dishonest taxation. The new tax rate, we are being told by the city finance director, quote, marginally speaking, is 1%. That's a lie. When Anna Marshall releases the data, it will be proven to be a lie. The last 3 years, we have seen a 52% tax increase by playing games, and you want another 13.2% this year? Seriously? So how does the city manager and finance director get past the state law of any property tax increase when it is more than 3.5% is required to go to the voters for approval? They play games. The property tax rate is made up of 2 parts, M&O and INS. The M&O is the normal maintenance and operations of the city, the normal expenses. The INS is the interest and sinking tax to repay debt. The 3.5% increase by law applies to the M&O side, and there's no limits on the INS side. We just keep borrowing millions for expenses that normal M&O budget used to and should pay for. That is bad bookkeeping. You borrow millions a year via tax anticipation notes and that don't require voter approval to pay for normal expenses of the city, like pay raises, computers, vehicle sinking funds, and all kinds of everyday, every year expenses. In simple terms, it would be like our household. We borrow money to pay our family grocery bills, utilities, clothing, and other day-to-day expenses. That's not the purpose of tax notes, as they were generally used for construction of public works and mostly after an emergency or disaster. This year, it is another $7 million you're proven to borrow via tax notes to meet this year's budgets without a vote. We hear the lie you're only going up a nominal 1% when it is in fact 13.2% tax increase because you raised the INS portion of the property tax rate 26.7% this year after multiple years of huge increases as well. Please stop this payday loan cycle our city has been using to fund its budget. It's irresponsible. Y'all heard Robbie say He forecast borrowing $7 million a year for the next 10 years or so just because we can. Your staff has a spending problem. It's your job to control and start budgeting smarter for the citizens, taxpayers. We deserve better than what we have been getting in regards to raising our taxes to meet unnecessary spending. Is there not a true fiscally conservative Republican in the City Hall? Thank you.
Thank you. And, Robbie? That's the only citizen I had to speak.
His name on it, but it's my item, so. Mayor and council, is required by charter, I'm here to present to you our annual proposed budget for the 25-26 fiscal year. You have a couple of things in front of you. One is a jump drive with the full budget on it. You'll have that there. It'll also be on the website tomorrow. And you have then my budget letter, which I'll go through that, which is a couple of highlights of what's in the budget. And then the other two things are our proposed media rollout. This will be the first one that will go out tomorrow. And then the longer packet, we're going to do a video that our own Chief Anderson is going to narrate for us. So look forward to that. The budget that we're working on this year, we've had, I think, 5 budget work sessions up to now. We have a $64.4 million budget, which overall is a 6.1% increase from last year. We're basing it on a tax rate of 0.446530 per 100, which is about a 10% increase over last year's 0.405294. This is working under the premise that we started last year, that we were going to fund long-term assets with long-term money. So we have put the 3.5 to 4 pennies, depending on where we land at sell time, onto the INS side. My letter goes through the projects that we intend to do that and ties them back to your economic development goals. You had asked us to focus primarily on the street infrastructure, CIP. So we have a list of streets and drainage that we will be proposing. The police department radios are at their end of life, so those will also be purchased with INS. They're about a 10-year asset. We have to finish up the mold remediation at the fire station. That is a little over $500,000. We're also going to replace the belt press at the wastewater treatment plant. That is a very long-term asset, maybe 20 years. So that will be also funded with these 7-year tax notes. The other thing that we're going to do to try to work on our use of water and start conservation efforts is to put purple pipe in to irrigate Memorial Park. And hopefully that will branch out into further areas of the city to encourage reuse water and reclaimed water. We have on tonight the sale of the gas system. That will hopefully, not hopefully, but the excess from the sale of the gas system will go to bolster our reserves, which have been historically low. We have a policy, it's not written, but we have a practice, how about that, of keeping 180 days of reserve. We're at about 111 this year. We will put another 24 in with the budget, and then whatever the excess from the sale of the gas department will also contribute to that. So hopefully we'll be getting pretty close to that 180 days. Our water and sewer rates will be pursuant to our Will Dance study that we did 2 years ago now. Republic Services has a 4% CPI increase per contract. So that will go into effect. If you remember, they waived it the first year we signed the contract of a 4-year contract. And then for the subsequent 3 years, we'll have that 4% increase. We have the Condrey employee survey study that we've done every 5 years. That the direction that you asked us from that is also measured into the budget that you're going to be looking at. And I think that's pretty much the good stuff. Do you have questions for me? So we're not asking you to vote on the budget tonight. You're not setting a tax rate. I am legally required to present publicly a budget to you. You're being presented with it. You have a month to go and look over. We'll have, are they voting on the budget at the next meeting? Okay, so you'll have, a few weeks, a good few weeks to look over it, ask questions, and then we'll have, another council meeting. If you'd like it on the agenda, we can discuss it there as well. And that's it. We're meeting our obligation under the law to present it, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.
Mayor Pro Tem, if I may, I just thank you for the letter. I'd like to point out that in this, the sale of bonds, support the rehab of Enterprise Street and drainage, Bay Shore Drive and Broadway Street erosion. So I'm just pointing out some of the things that are proposed in the budget. So, Water Street, Magnolia Street, Market Street, those should be probably paving, rehabbing those. And also probably a year-long study on the evaluation of Austin Street and redoing Austin Street.
Right.
Begins to give you some funds for Austin Street planning purposes. These are all things that not only tangible, but we can see them. You know, these improvements will be visual to the residents and visitors. So I thank you for finally getting some of these, getting them on our list of things to do that we've been seeing them for a while. So thank you for getting them on our list. In our last workshop, I believe it was our last workshop, Public Works Director Picarati made a good point, or made a very good statement of, in the last 3 years, we've done 20 years worth of work with the money he's been budgeted. And so there are things that we're doing that it's not just wasteful spending. We are trying to fix some things out there with the citizens' money. So, just want to be thankful for that.
When we do the budget presentation, I'll have pictures of the things that you've done with the money that you allocated this year. Our bolted tank rehab, we rehabbed it instead of replaced it, put it back in use and extended its life for another 20 years, probably, whereby replacing it would have been much more costly. We've done that. We've replaced pumps and things that you don't see. But when I show you pictures of the nasty ones that they replaced, you'll be shocked at what we've done with it. And everybody's trying to keep up with our infrastructure instead of catch up. And it's very important that we do that, or we're going to be behind and we're going to be in a bind.
So I guess I'll second on that. For me, I've always been kind of vocal. I hate raising taxes. It's a thing I don't want to do. Having our budget workshops have not been easy. It's a hard pill to swallow, knowing that we've talked about these CIP projects that have really just gone down the drain for so many years that we are not being able to fund. It's easy to say, well, find it. We look and look and look. Where do we find it? We have to find other answers how to fix these things, because if it comes to a point where it's actually affecting our citizens, where do we go from there? We welcome any idea, any suggestions. That would be great. I'm always open ears. Give me a call anytime. My phone's on to help that cause. Again, this is not setting the tax rate in the budget tonight, but this is something that we have had our workshops. We've had talked over. We're trying to just figure out a better way to fix these bigger projects that just been sitting on our list at least 8 years, I think. Right, it's about 8.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and it needs to benefit the citizens. If I have to raise taxes, and if I have to, explain that to them, it better be a return for their investment into their community, because it is their investment, and that's what they have to do. So if it needs to be visual, it needs to be shown, and it needs to be there, so they know that they're actually paying for something that actually benefits them, and that's what it needs to be for. So I just want to make sure we've all really thought free and clear of why this needs to be proposed to us right now.
Yes, ma'am. Moving 20-year assets out of the M&O side of the budget makes sense. You don't buy your car with your grocery money. To use Mr. Kane's analogy, you put a long-term debt on it. You finance it for 3 years and it's going to last you 10. Just like I said, on the bolted tank, we financed it for 7 years and we've given it a 20-year life. So it makes sense to pay those things out of long-term debt or budgeting as opposed to today's money, which is the M&O.
One more comment, and this goes to Mr. Kane's email or statement that I read. He emailed this to us earlier today, or we got it earlier today, and so I looked at Aransas past valuations. The Truth in Taxation Statement for 2024. Yes, their total valuations are about half as what we are for the City of Rockport. Their tax rate is also higher, and they do have a career fire department. City of Portland, total valuations is comparable to ours, 2.2 billion, I believe, or 2.3. I should have printed it up, but I'm sorry I didn't. They have a career fire department. Their tax rate is also substantially higher than ours. And then City of Ingleside, taxable valuations 2024 was within a couple million of ours, and their tax rates are substantially higher than ours. They do not have a career fire department. So, I think we're doing the best we can with what we got, and our tax rates are lower than others around us. There are some City of Sinton, City of Aransas Pass, and I did one more. Their total valuations are substantially lower than the City of Rockport's, and it just is what it is.
I would love to also compare their sales taxes. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The only way to offset property tax is to increase sales tax.
We don't have a Lowe's. We don't have a.
Right, so
Raise
we need to work on bolstering our sales tax, which is exactly what we're doing through the hot tax funds, is trying to find mechanisms to bolster that. Beds and heads and beds, the whole purpose of hot tax is great, and we want more people to come stay nights, but we really want them to buy stuff while we're here. The increase in sales tax is what's gonna offset any of our property tax.
Can I ask one quick question for clarity? It's not a gotcha question, it's a real question.
Sure.
That's up to you.
Yeah, one question.
Why are we talking about sewer and wastewater treatment plant loans and stuff when they're not part of our property tax rate? Because y'all discuss it in those as excuses and they play zero into our property tax rate.
I wanted to clarify the things that we're talking about are roads. If you actually look at the thing, we didn't talk about the water plants or the things, we were talking about roads.
Talked about the pump.
We did, we did talk about, we did some of those things with some of the money that we have last year. They're not
Well,
included
next
in our property tax rate, they're included in our, in the utility fund rate. But we don't have a bucket in the utility fund to go and do those things in one fell swoop. Now, we will, as time goes by. You can hit me if I'm off here, but,
They're built for capital replacements and utilities. It's
so
built
it's
into the
out
rate.
of the utility fund.
Yes.
Right, so those are borrowed against the utility fund, not on the property tax.
Thank you for.
Does that make
clarifying.
sense?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, y'all bring up excuses that don't apply to the rate going up. You're absolutely right. Thank you. That's another lie we're presenting here.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
Do you have any questions, Councilmember Rangel? Oh, Matt. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
So we're going to agenda item number 9. It's gonna be proposed fiscal year 2025 tax rate and fiscal year 2025-26 budget. Who's handling this one today? Robbie?
Yes. This is, we're required to do this. Let's see. And we did this last year. We are, after the budget's presented, we're supposed to take a recorded vote and then agree upon a public meeting date on which the tax rate, that we'll have a public hearing for the tax rate. And this recorded vote will be relayed to the tax assessor collector and will be included in the public meeting notice that is going to be posted. So it's a two-part. We got to do a recorded vote.
I'll read the first part. And we'll
Okay.
do the second part. So take a record vote on the fiscal year 2025 proposed voter approved tax rate of 0.446530 dash $100. The rate breakdown is 0.231403 dash $100 for maintenance and operations M&O and 0.215127 dash $100 for interest and sinking the INS. And we need to take a vote on both separately.
Yes, yes, please.
Again, this is not setting the tax rate. This is just, we have to present it so then we can have a public forum and we can have that next meeting that has to go into.
Yes, please.
Any questions from council? All right, take a motion.
Do you need a motion for that, to do the vote?
Yes,
Move to approve item I as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye. Then we have 2. So set the date for a required public hearing on the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget and the fiscal year 2025 tax rate. Proposed date, August 26, 2025. Did you want to speak on that, Robbie?
Yes, is that an acceptable date?
So this will be a public meeting.
Yes.
I just want to clarify if anyone wants to come and talk or have any, things that they need to say. That's going to be a very important day for you to come and have anything that you'd like to say on the proposed tax rate. That's so we can hear what you guys are thinking on it. And I need to have a record vote on that as well.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 9, section 2 for the date of August 26, 2025.
Second.
Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye. We're going into ordinances, resolutions, and public hearings. Agenda item number 10, request for conditional use permit for the RV resort and tiny home community on property located at 345 SH 35 bypass, otherwise known as lots 10, 13, and 14. The Palm subdivision is currently zoned R1 for single-family dwelling district. We have a 1, 2, and 3, so staff presentation on this.
Good afternoon. So the subject property is currently undeveloped land located near Texas State Highway 188 and the 35 bypass. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to develop the recreational vehicle and tiny home resort on site. The property does have some existing private roads, which the city will not take over. They will not maintain or keep up. The city will install a master water meter at the property line, and the property owner will be responsible for a backflow device at the meter, and then extending the private water lines throughout the site. Additionally, as there's no sewer service available out there, the property owner will also be responsible for installing an on-site septic system. At the Planning and Zoning meeting of August 4, 2025, the commission unanimously recommended to council approval for the CUP.
We now have a public hearing to receive comments for or against the request. Do I need to open the public hearing? I open the public hearing. It is 5:29. Is there anyone that would like to speak on this matter? Here?
There may be someone online. See if she's Christina Demers. No, that's her turn. Okay. Then Kathy. Is she trying to vote? Talk? Is that an option?
I'm here as well, just in case you can't hear Kathy. I'm her colleague here in Rockport, Janice Fisher. So if there's
Can you
any.
come to the podium?
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have your attention.
So my name is Janice Fisher. I am Kathleen Lookadoo's colleague. She's done all this work on this, so I'm here in case you can't actually hear her on
I've asked her to unmute.
the Zoom. Anybody?
Okay, she may have just come on.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, Sorry, my computer's not wanting to work with me. As you said, I'm Kathleen Lickadoo. I have been working on this project. Y'all back in October had accepted the concept plan along with the replat of the property to allow for this tiny home RV resort design. We're hoping to put in this luxury little community, eventually doing additional other items on the property, but at the moment, we'd like to put in something that would bring a feature to the Rockport area.
Anyone else would like to speak on this matter? Okay, I'm gonna close the public hearing. Is now 5:31. We're gonna go to third line. So consider the approval on first of two readings on ordinance 1985, granting a conditional use permit for the purpose of the recreational vehicle, resort, and tiny home community on property located at 345 SH 35 bypass, otherwise known as lots 10, 13, and 14, City of Rockport, Aransas County, Texas, subject to compliance with the conditions stated within the ordinance, as well as those stipulated in the City of Rockport Code of Ordinances, repealing all ordinances in the conflict therewith, providing for severability, and providing an effective date. We just spoke on it. Does council have any questions? No.
I move to approve item 10 as presented.
I'll second.
Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye, is approved. Agenda item number 11, consider the approval on the second and final readings of ordinance number 1981, updating impact fees by amending chapter 22 utilities, section 22-400 through section 22-422 of City of Rockport Code of Ordinances, adopting revised land use assumptions and capital improvement plans for water and wastewater impact fees, establishing new services areas for water and wastewater impact fees, establishing new maximum impact fees per service unit, impact fees to be collected, creating schedules for the assessment and collection of impact fees, repealing conflicting ordinances and resolutions, providing for severability clause, providing for a penalty not to exceed $2,000 for each violation thereof, and providing effective date. Vanessa, is there any changes?
Mayor Pro Tem and Council, there have been no changes since the last reading.
Is there any questions from council, or I'll take a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item 11 as presented.
Second.
Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2,
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye. Number 12, consider the approval of resolution 2025-27R, accepting a donation from Rockport Center for the Arts of a 50-foot flagpole with solar lighting of 5 U.S. flags, authorizing the placement and future maintenance of this flagpole and any future flags, authorizing the mayor to execute a multiple use agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the use of highway right-of-way for placement of the flagpole, and finding and determining that the meeting at which this resolution is passed is open to the public as required by law. Kim?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you. This is a donation from the Rockport Center for the Arts for a 50-foot flagpole in what we kind of talk about as the McDonald's Triangle down there. It is going to be between the bar ditch, the drainage ditch there, and the new piece of Rockport Glory 2. So it's kind of halfway in between there. It's 50 feet from the road, 50 plus feet from the road, 50 plus feet from the highway, and from each of the other structures. So the rendering is in there in your packet. I don't know if she can get to that one. Okay. There is a flagpole across the street and down the street a little bit, and that one's about a 40-foot flagpole.
Council, any questions? Or I'll take a motion.
Move to, go ahead.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 12 as presented.
I'll do the second.
All right,
I keep forgetting.
Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
I think he said aye. Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4, aye.
And this will come back to y'all once we have text dot approval, And so it'll be as a final package with an agreement with TxDOT for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 13, consider the approval of resolution 2025-29R defining how appointees to the Aransas County Appraisal District are made. Vanessa, you have this one?
I do. Mayor Pro Tem and Council, we had a meeting a couple weeks back, maybe a month or so ago, trying to clarify how appointees to the Appraisal District Board were made. There was a lot of very good productive discussion out of that. I sent out a draft for everybody to review, and I got 0 comments back, and I believe at my last check, 3 other agencies had already approved the agenda. It's the resolution. It's very simple. It gives us basically what we would get if we went with Texas Local Government Code, tax code, or if we did our own resolution. So basically, the school district will get 3 seats, the county will get 1, the city will get 1. It keeps it at a 5-member board. The school district has to take into account the other school districts that are in our county. The county has to take into account the navigation district's wishes, and we have to take in Aransas Pass wishes. So everybody will have a voice in the actual appointment. The judge does the final appointment. We get all of our names to them. It's very simple. It's not very different than what we practice now. And it's not too different from the resolutions from the 80s that we are all supposed to be working under. Are there any questions?
Just one point of clarification, we get Town of Fulton as well. Aransas Pass, Town of Fulton.
We get Town of Fulton. Yep, all cities, all schools, everybody else goes with the county. I'm sorry for leaving out Fulton, but yes, we will consult with them and see if they like our appointee or if they have a better candidate that they would like to see appointed.
When will the new board be set, or appointees be set? Was that in there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, they start in January. I think we have to have our appointee in by October. I would have to reread. No, it might be August, but
It's like,
it's pretty quick.
I think
Yeah.
it's September.
There's-
October 5th, September 31st, and then up to the chief. Yeah, okay. So we
But
have
they're
to-
seated in January.
Yes.
And then they have to decide their chair and their rules of order and bylaws or operating laws, whatever they choose to put in place. They have to decide that among themselves.
Are we gonna do an application process like we do for our other boards?
I think
or-
we should. That's always the best route.
Okay.
I'll have Shelley add to the website that our tax appraisal board representative seat is open, and we can start taking applications for that right away. And we'll need to make a decision pretty soon.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
I would just like to make a comment. I know you said historically, but I don't think the city has actually had anyone really going to the appraisal district. I think that was important to us to have someone there, not to really have a voice for the city, but just to have someone there to know what the appraisal district is doing, to maybe come back to us and have that, voice that we know, hey, what they're saying, what they're thinking, what actually is happening in that situation. I think that was important for us to start having someone that can go there and do that for the city. I didn't personally get a lot of information for appraisal district on the city side of it, just from other entities. So I just
At some point historically, either on purpose or just by default, we basically ceded all of our authority over to the county judge to make our appointments. So we're kind of claiming that back. It was never done formally or in writing. I think we probably just stopped submitting appointees. And if we fail to submit someone, the judge will again take over that appointment, according to this resolution. So the onus is on us to do our job and get an appointee over to them.
Will you give the 30,000-foot view of what this board does for the appraisal district?
Of course, they hire and fire the chief appraiser. Performance reviews come with that. And then they,
Budget, I believe.
right, they approve the budget for the appraisal district.
This is not the one you gotta complain to about your,
They will not
your appraisals are high. Nope.
they will not hear your tax appeal. They will not set the value of your house. They don't have a hand in that, other than hiring and firing the person that does it. So, I would like to say they have a minimal role, but having control of that, the head of that department is not minimal. But the budget then also we contribute to, so we're putting money in that pot. And, I think having representation on that board is important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Need a motion for this one.
Move to approve item 13 is presented.
I'll second.
Ward one,
Aye.
Ward two. Ward two. He's saying aye. Ward three,
Aye.
Ward four, aye.
Aye.
Ward four said aye. It's approved. Okay. Number 14, consider the approval of resolution 2025-33R, authorizing the approval of the asset purchase and sales agreement between the City of Rockport and the City of Corpus Christi for the purchase of the City of Rockport natural gas utility system. Robbie, do we have this?
I think everybody wants to say something.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yes, this is to approve the sale of the gas system. I believe Corpus Christi approved the sale on the 29th, July 29th.
On the first reading, yes.
Yes, on the consent agenda, mind you, $5.5 million sale. So it's like, okay. So anyway, we're trying to get this approved as well. And so we have a couple people up here for speaking. But this does include a 10% franchise fee. That's going to have to be handled as a separate ordinance. That's not yet ready. I'm speaking for item 15. That still needs to be reviewed. And this also is going to include where we're going to continue to be doing the billing on the City of Corpus Christi's behalf. And that we're going to get a 4% gross fee for that, for handling that piece. That's going to be for up to 2 years, and it also includes the lease of the Laurel Street building for up to potentially 3 years and use of the laydown yard over there as well. So it's $5.5 million, and we're asking approval of that, please. We have some other input as well.
Go first, you.
I wanna just talk about the spreadsheet. You have a lot of paperwork on this in your, packet and a lot of legal words. But the simplest way to look at this is the spreadsheet that Robbie actually put together for us. You'll notice that Corpus Christi Gas was not the high bidder, nor did they bid 5.5 million. They bid 5. After going through all of their packets and all of their proposals, we, the team, including Councilmember Brundrett, thought that they would provide the best service to our city. So we went back and asked them if they could sharpen their pencils and do a little better, because they were not the high bidder. So they bumped up to the 5.5 million, and we made a few concessions as well. But if we look at all of the bidding entities, I will say again, really think they're gonna provide the best customer service. It's been a really good relationship thus far. It's been really easygoing. They're gonna do some things for our city, like it's a program called Plumbers to People. A lot of times when someone has a gas leak and they go out to fix it, they find that there are larger problems in the house. Plumbers to People will go in the house and fix those things. And being that they don't have to pay Fulton and Lamar and county franchise fees, they're gonna put that money into the pot for the Plumbers to People in this area. They're willing to hire all of our employees that we have on staff, should they choose to go. We included all of our stock as well, so we had about $120,000 worth of stock that figured into their $500,000 number. What'd you say?
Gas rates.
And they're gonna be able to keep the gas rates the same. They are hoping to actually lower them. So I'm saying it publicly, so maybe there's a little bit of pressure, because they're very well versed in what they're doing, and they're very well equipped to handle the system. They're much better equipped than we are. And we're actually very excited for what they can do for this city. Anyway, Bob has stuff to say too.
Yes, good, short. Mayor Pearson can appreciate the requirement that I be concise. I am gonna be concise. I wanna hit really quickly the benefits of this. We get to avoid $20 million worth of additional debt that was gonna be required to improve the system. And assuming a 20-year debt, that 20 million would have cost you another $11 million in interest over the life of those bonds. As part of this sale, we are redeeming, meaning we're paying off $4,181,625 in principal interest on debt that the city already has that's related to the gas system. Paying off that debt is gonna save the city $1,004,949. The net proceeds, after we cash out the $5.5 million against paying off this debt and expenses, is gonna put about $975,000 deposit to your general fund. And Robbie and Vanessa and I pressured them to close this thing a little early on September 29th so that we can get that fund balance on your books before the fiscal year end of September 30th. There's about $3.5 million in gas system fund reserves, general operating fund reserves. About $2 million of that is in cash and another $1.5 million is in various receivables. That money is going to be available to transfer over to your general fund. So immediately you're going to see a cash influx into your general fund of about $3 million, and eventually it's going to be about $4.5 million by the time we collect those receivables. We collect a 10% franchise fee, so the city will continue to have revenues. And as Vanessa just indicated, the City of Corpus Christi has told us that they're going to actually lower your rates, the retail rates, to match what the inside city limits rates are over at Corpus Christi. Now, none of us are going to be able to represent how long that is going to last, but at least initially, our ratepayers in this community will see a lower rate. The city will get the 10% franchise fee, and you've got rid of all this debt and put $4 million, $4.5 million in your general fund. So mathematically, it's a good deal.
I just want to clarify that the lowered rate is still a handshake deal. Corpus will be in control of the rates, and I don't want to stand here and say they're definitely going to lower your rates. That is not written into any contract. They will set the rates going forward. So they've said that they think they can lower them. I'm not going to promise that everybody's rates are going to be lowered because once we sell it, it's not our control anymore. So.
But their rates right now are lower than ours.
Right. In the city.
Yes.
So I kind of just, thank you guys, that was a great presentation. Just going over the numbers that Bob was going over, great numbers. I know people are gonna have a question, why did we not factor that into our budget this year to help us, lower that rate? We, personally, when you're owning a business and you don't have that bottom dollar, it's not closed, we don't have those numbers yet, we don't have it 100%. So I mean, if we get those numbers, great, because for next year, that definitely should be able to help with some of our reserves and having that budget into the general fund.
Right.
Just
And
wanted to clarify that. We can't say that until it's actually closed, that we have those funds available, so.
right. Closing dates, interest rates, things like that, not necessarily interest rates, but those things fluctuate. And so to have a solid number is not gonna happen until everybody gets their piece of the pie and we get the payoff sheet from the bank and things like that. Those are not solid numbers. Those are arbitrary. We're estimating. Hopefully we are doing the very best we can, a really good job at estimating. But you're right, until that money's in our hand, the documents are signed, and the debt is paid off, we're not gonna count that money. It would be premature to do that.
And just a little background on the gas. I know we were under a lot of citations and not being compliant, so it was either we're gonna put, like you said, $20 million to fix everything that we had into our gas system, or we're gonna have to sell it and let someone else handle it. And I know that I would think that citizens would rather, if we can have the lower rate, or same rate at least, and not have to put ourselves more into debt than we need to, that it would have been a better option for us to just be able to sell it to someone who can handle it and have that ability. On top of that, just absorbing the employees, that also saves us money on the employee side, and they actually get to keep a job and get to work here in the town that they don't have to leave, and that doesn't affect them.
The debt that a portion of the debt that we're paying off is on the energy loan, which we've talked a lot about how that loan has really hamstrung us. So, it's gonna be going towards some of that. I mean, we still have not the best situation with what's left, but like Bob said, we're gonna save $1 million out of that. I mean, $1 million out of 13 is not horrible. And anything we can save is great and keep us in compliance, with the, alphabet agencies is really big because they like to send us fines pretty regularly.
We need a motion for this.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 14 as presented.
Second.
Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Word 4, aye. Motion passes. Agenda item number 15, consider the approval of the first of 2 readings of Ordinance 1986 of the Council of the City of Rockport granting to the City of Corpus Christi, Texas. It's nap time.
We're done.
It's nap time. Its successors and assigns for a period of 20 years the right, privilege, and franchise to operate a gas distribution system and providing regulations for the conduct of said distribution system.
This is the franchise agreement, so we can collect the 10% franchise fee that we just talked about. It is a 20-year agreement. They asked for 50, but by charter, we can only do 20. So I'm sure in 20 years, they'll be coming back to you guys to ask for an extension, and, you know, whoever's here at that point can handle that problem.
I really hope it's not me.
And me as well. So we're good with 20 years, is what I'm hearing.
I move to approve item 15 as presented.
I'll second.
Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Word 3?
Aye.
Word 4, aye. Motion passes. Agenda item number 6.
I'm sorry. I put an executive session item on here in case you guys wanted to go and discuss. I'm not seeing anything that needs discussing in executive session for the gas sale,
Well, I think since we passed it.
so we can just take that off.
We're not having executive session tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
I think we're okay with not having it.
Just letting you know, y'all don't have the executive session.
Okay. Agenda item number 16, consider the approval of resolution 2025-32R, authorizing the redemption of all the outstanding City of Rockport, Texas certificates of obligation, Series 2014, dated June 15, 2014, and a portion of the outstanding City of Rockport, Texas equipment lease dash purchase agreement dated as of August 8th, 2017.
I apologize about talking about item 15 earlier. I didn't know we already had it. My apologies. Good evening, sorry. This is authorizing the redemption of all the outstanding Rockport Certificates of Obligation Series 2014, dated June 15th, 2014. The amount of that is $1,965,000 that is being redeemed. And a portion of the outstanding City of Rockport, Texas equipment lease purchase agreement dated August 8th, 2017, that amount is $2,140,000. And I have the total amount is $1,395,000.
Well,
Right? Am I off on those?
You know, yeah, the par value of the 2014 COs is $1,965,000.
Yes.
The revised figure for the lease, because Bank of America came back, is $2,216,625. The interest savings by redeeming the 2014s are going to be $440,000, and the interest savings from redeeming that portion of the lease is going to be about $568,000. Right now, the lease has a par value outstanding of $6,950,597,000. We're paying off $2,200,000 of that. So your debt on that lease is going to be reduced to about $4,300,000. Now, one other thing I want to point out to your point, Mayor Pro Tem, is that we haven't closed this deal yet. We won't close it till the 29th. So these notices are being sent out on a conditional basis. You're taking action to give the notice, but of course, if the transaction doesn't close for some reason, you're not going to be obligated to do it. It's just a conditional notice.
So it comes back to council when you, right, correct?
What would come back to council?
When you guys actually have the numbers, like, or do you guys just negotiate it and then?
It wouldn't come back, it's just that it could change.
It can change.
That's what he's,
Yeah, the numbers on these two redemptions are not gonna change.
Okay,
Because they're set in stone at this point. What may change to the city manager's point is that there are certain costs involved, travel expenses, fees, professional fees, and not 100% of those have been worked out. So the estimate that the city manager has given you of a net deposit to the general fund of $975,000, that's not precise, but it's probably within $20,000 of being accurate, because all the big numbers, the purchase price, the redemption of these two items are set.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to lead you to think that there would be a big swing, just that there will be a swing, one way or the other.
Any questions, council?
Move to approve item 16 as presented.
I'll second.
Ward one,
Aye.
Ward two,
Aye.
Ward three,
Aye.
Ward four, aye. Motion passes. Agenda item number 17, review and consider annual contract renewal of collection and tax calculation services by the Aransas County Tax Successor Collector for the calendar year September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026.
okay, thank you. This is our annual pilgrimage to approve the tax assessor collector's budget, of which we are a portion of. This is based on the levies that we share. Our amount has gone up from $25,000 this year, or scheduled to go up to $29,000 next year. Again, Anna does a very good job of helping us, keeping us between the lines, between the bar ditches, with our notices and everything. She handles all of our debt collections, tax collections, and she also handles our notices as well. So we would like to continue with that, with the agreement with her. And so we need approval of the contract, requesting approval of the contract, please.
Move to approve item 17 as presented.
I will second.
Ward one,
Aye.
Ward two,
Aye.
Ward three,
Aye.
Ward four, aye. We're gonna go on to city manager's update.
I've got nothing for you. It's all budget all the time right now.
So we're gonna, just to clarify too, we're gonna put this budget on the website that you've gave us tomorrow?
The digital copy will be there tomorrow, that's correct. And it has all of the proper legal formatting that we are required by the state to put our budget in. It's fully complete. It is still a draft until you approve it, but it will be on the website tomorrow, as well as our first social media notice. And I think that's all we have to put out for now. All we have to put out for now.
Okay, so just make sure everyone looks for that, so when if you wanna come to our, public meeting on the 26th, then you have all the information and we can discuss and go over it.
I bet Shelley can put it on the front page for us.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna go to city council report. I am going to go with Stephanie first.
I don't have a lot of things to report today. Just very appreciative for all the departments' hard work and dedication. It's been busy. Council's commitment. I appreciate the public notification and education materials that we're putting out, so thank you for that. Outside of that, I have no other updates.
Ward two,
I'm good this time, thank you.
Ward three. Apparently I'm the only one who did anything. No, I'm just kidding. I went to I had the CVB meeting on Monday. Went very well. I think we have a good plan in place. We're mostly just, again, going over the budget for next year. Just talking back again with, the tax rate and everything. It's gonna be very important that the CVB really goes forward on, after the October fiscal year and trying to get that sales tax up here in the community so we can start working on both ends of that, not just for the businesses and the hotels and stuff, but also for the citizens to make it work both ways. I think they have a good plan and I'm excited to see it. So that was our meeting on Monday. Otherwise, school is starting, tomorrow. So, watch out for your kids and, make sure they're gonna be at the bus stops again and kids are gonna be out and be quiet around town. And my son gets to start Virginia Tech this week, so I'm very excited about that. And we're just gonna go off and be able to celebrate that. So that's it. Anything
Make a
else?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, thank you.
I saw your hand itching.
Ridiculous.